is the enemy, the past, and threatens the fastest weapon. You wouldn't make it past a second, and that's the question. Play it brash and reckless, or choose a cautious solution you thought was prudent. In any sepulcher, pulchritude will become the putrid. It's that wealth that I'm pursuing. No mountain too steep or dungeon too deep to send expendable marks up to the top of the peak or beneath. They see you bleed, they come like sharks to it, while I swim in that money bin like Carl Barks drew it. So send your national parks druid, I'll send him home in a natural box with a closed top and most of the parts included. Save your breath for a cleric confessor. Death is a lesson and life is a tenured professor. But if you're seeking my official advice, sign on the dotted line initially twice.
Hello, I am Tycho Brahe of Penny Arcade and PAX. I am also Ominifus Hereward Drawn, CEO of Acquisitions Incorporated. But today, I'm Jerriford K. Horcrims, your internet friend, and I'm here to run a game of Dungeons and Dragons for my friends. There's a new configuration, as you see. We're all around this table. Clearly, we're configured for great deeds, but we're just going to go down the list, starting with my own Dungeon Master. Right back at the end, not your grandma's grandma, except in those rare cases where she is your grandma's grandma, Rosie Beestinger.
What?
Oh.
But out the top, D&D Live, The Descent.
Yeah, exactly. It's
the prestige.
It's a branded ride.
A cloud of sulfur.
Exactly. Now, to her right, emerging as though from a mist shroud.
So close.
Cthulhu Stroud.
What? I'm here too.
Wow, for
What?
me?
Oh my goodness, hello.
What a delight. What a delight. A buffet, really.
Fantastic.
Dragonborn narcissist, Dinar Blitzen. I like it. Now, also, repping the natural world, Walnut Don Grass Kukra.
Thank you, thank you.
It's Kukra.
Yeah.
And congrats to you.
And a
also
Kukra to you as well. We also, backed by popular demand and narrative requirements, the Overachievus, Drebus Beestinger.
Whoa.
Overachievers.
I like that.
I'm going to be pretending I have the wig on, so I'm going to toss my hair a lot. Even if you can't see it, it's there.
No, it's just in the neck. At a certain point, it's just a nervous thing.
Maybe your pantomime is like vape rig.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, obviously
We
the
all
phone, and
vape.
it has the weight of a lot of ohms,
Many ohms.
right? For new friends, we are Acquisitions Incorporated. This is the C-Team game. Essentially, they are beset on all sides by foes and also a crippling mystical bureaucracy from the head office. Our main game has gotten very strange. It may or may not be science fiction. It may or may not take place in space as a pulp adventure. But these events, for old friends, will occur at the headquarters office just before we begin the second arc. So you can place yourself, you situate yourself within that chrono realm. Gathered friends, specifically, if I could please have the attention of Walnut Dongrass.
What?
You have been summoned to what is colloquially called the Big Box.
Whoa.
At headquarters,
Yeah.
there is a meshed, something like a Rubik's cube that has gotten airs.
Yes.
There is a mesh of cubes that, like a slide puzzle, in three-dimensional space that scoot around, and practically speaking, it gives the headquarters a lot more addressable, useful space. But it also adds the air of strangeness that's so common in our campaign. But you have been summoned to what is called the Big Box, which is to say, Omen Drawn's own cube, here in the central mesh of the Acquisitions Incorporated headquarters.
I'm very nervous. I'm sweating profusely.
There's a lot of grease.
Yeah.
People around are like, ooh, she's in trouble. Like, she's going
No,
to the principal's office.
it is absolutely the case that there are others seated at tables, perhaps over at the multiplanar area, getting equipped. They're trying to look like they're not looking, but it's happening. You can feel their stares. Even there's a Kenku that pretends to be looking at leather cloaks, but he's got those beady eyes gleaming right on you.
Oh, well, the sweating is intensified. It's water pouring off. It's as if I had summoned water. I'm moist.
So there is a series of increasingly loud staccato clangs
Yes.
that announce the arrival of the big box. And when it emerges in front of you, it rises too slowly. It rises slowly enough that your anxiety can reach its apex.
I feel the burning sensation in my body. My arms have gone numb. I'm ready.
As it clacks into its full position, the bathysphere-type aperture swings forward, and inside you can see a small but well-appointed office
Yes.
in the center of it. And inside and just to the right, there are 2 chairs seated in front of Ominifus Herewardron, CEO of Acquisitions Incorporated. My self-insert,
Yes.
OC, do not steal. And one of these chairs is already occupied
Oh.
inside the big box.
Okay, well, I walk in and I stand by the empty chair, nervously, not knowing if I should sit or stand to show respect.
To your right is a longtime friend of the C-Team branch, and indeed, in some cases, perhaps even a beloved son,
Yes.
Drebus Beestinger. His black, thick, unctuous hair
Yes.
is flowing like a lazy waterfall over his left eye.
I look down at him and I just go, "Oh, you're here?
Hey.
Oh. All right. Well, I'm sure this is a very important meeting if you're here.
I didn't call it.
Okay, that's good to know.
Oh, we're meeting.
Yes, it's happened. This is what we talked about.
This is the meeting.
This is the moment we discussed the
Great.
previous 15 minutes.
Great.
It's here.
Great.
It's here.
I fold my arms and stay standing. I'm very nervous about what's about to occur.
Ms. Dongrass, take a seat.
The mirror language.
I sit down, but still with the folded arms. very
Sis,
awkward.
I understand that you already know each other, you've already met each other, but you're meeting in a new context, and that is, I have been given to believe, largely by him, that he has acquired a certain amount of novel, potentially useful information about hell. And great news, I would like the C team to maybe head up efforts to plant the hell branch of Acquisitions Incorporated. We think it's a great opportunity. I understand each of these planes is technically infinite profit. My projections, they go this way. They go this direction.
Well, and even the smallest piece of an infinite realm is infinite, and therefore,
I have to say, I am bewitched by this young man.
Oh man, I would never question your authority or your judgment.
oh, that's so nice of her to not do that.
Yeah,
Are we sure?
I have never been more sure of anything in my life. This kid's got it.
Well, and I was thinking,
Oh my God.
because he said, who would you want to work with on this? And I'm like, well, if you want to plant a branch, she is obviously the branch planter, right? Now,
The
hell,
druid thing, I love this.
like hell, not a fecund place,
Not historically.
but I would say if anyone could fecund this up,
Yeah.
it would be, you know,
Are you hearing music, Ms. Dongrass?
No,
because
I'm not hearing anything.
Cash registers.
Ching. He says, well, listen, it's going to come to you in time.
Sure.
The fact of the matter is for a very brief period, it's vital that you tell absolutely no one outside the C team. I'm going to be elevating the C team to middle management.
Wow, this is really unexpected. Expected. We do a good job at the C team.
That's certainly been my experience.
Do we?
And like this counts towards my internship hours, right?
Well, I mean,
Because-
as I suggested, you've already been established as the D team.
Right.
It's a unique opportunity. There is only a single member. It's never occurred before. And I've got big plans, big dreams.
I have a whole list of people I think should be on the D team. It's the D list.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of really famous people that I've met.
On your
parties.
No doubt on your travels.
They like backstage at my shows. Those people on the D list, man, I think.
You are the mystic gate through which endless wealth will pour. Of course, Drebus has been given a dossier. If you could, at the middle management tier, obviously you won't be required to go to hell and do any of that stuff. Hell has a reputation, I believe, unearned. But if you could do me a favor and go through the dossiers, if you could please choose and designate a 4-person team to plant this franchise in hell, you'd be taking a lot of weight off my shoulders, obviously with the help of Team D.
We're all about the D. I think that's I was going to get a T-shirt.
That's not.
That breaks. No,
I don't know.
Omen looks over at you,
not
and there's
that.
like a moment where he feels an authentic fear. Like, wait a second, but no. It immediately comes back down. All the prospect of infinite wealth
Yes.
falls down from space and compresses that moment of fear. And he's like, I'm sure it's fine. I've got things. If you could please go out, help Ms. Dongrass in any way you can.
I'm here for
Obviously,
you.
If you could just
no.
spread that dossier out on the table, pass it around. If we
Just
could
rip that
put
D
together,
out.
if we could put together,
Oh my God.
no, if we could put together a 4-person team, I'd love to have their designation as well. Obviously, Certainty can handle all the filing here on our end, but you're not going to be asked to go to hell. Like, I'm not saying Walnut Dongrass, go to hell. I'm saying
That's good.
Walnut Dongrass, tell me who I should send to hell, maybe permanently.
That we can do, and we won't let you down.
Marvelous, marvelous. As always, vital employee. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
It's an honor, as always.
I love this young man.
Lana looks at him because he got a handshake, and she just stares daggers.
I love this young man. Godspeed, God's speed,
Sure.
whatever they have down there. All right, goodbye.
She goes, okay, goodbye, Omen, bye.
All right.
Yeah. Great. So I look at Drebus and I'm just like,
He is so nice. What a genuine guy.
As this happens, like right in front of you, there's this moment where the two of you lock eyes, the conversation begins, and the box essentially goes into free fall. Right down the system and disappears silently.
The box?
Yeah.
Oh, Omen.
Yeah, indeed, the big box.
Big box of
Office.
Omen.
Yeah.
All right, well, we are tasked with something very important. I pride myself in never letting Omen down, and so I really hope you set yourself to that same standard.
I have never let him down. 100% of the time, never let him down.
That is factually accurate.
Yeah.
Great. Let's go get this dossier to the rest of the team and figure out who we're going to send to hell.
Right.
So go ahead and spread them out. These are the files that you see, and Walnut, you recognize immediately that these documents themselves are documentic
Yes.
sheaves with plenty of additional data, possible old jobs that they've undertaken, personality notes, and at any point, if you have extra questions, the documentic nature of this dossier, I would be more than happy to communicate to you.
Okay.
But as it stands, maybe just spread them around, pass them around.
All right, let's
Try to
give them
pick who
half.
you think will be the best for. And the optimal scenario, of course, is that this process is as verbal as possible.
Where
Okay.
are we?
Yeah, are we?
The rest
have
of
they
you,
reconvened?
you are at Acq Inc., which is it's very, very near.
Kink.
Yeah, very, very near the gift shop. There's a lot of incredible malls and so forth.
Okay, so I think Dunbar, we gotta have him as our front man. He's pretty, you wanna get that candy up front. He's an elf, so you know he can sing. And that's the anchor of the whole group.
Hold on.
Now,
Hold on, don't,
now,
Davis,
now here,
are you thinking? Are you? Is this like
You're
an
not
A?
here. You're
Is
not
this
here.
like an A&R thing? Are
You're
you
not here.
building them like a band?
you're not here.
Omen's gone.
Now,
The
Flume,
DM is here. He's
Yeah,
advocating.
Flume Obviously, he's our drummer. No, what am I thinking? I'm the drummer.
Okay, I think we're getting off topic, but I do agree that Flume would make a great addition to this team. He's a documancer, and I don't want to, toot Documancy's horn. But if we're establishing a new branch, maybe we'd want someone to do the paperwork.
Well, I mean,
I did that for a minute. It wasn't that.
But no, he's
special or great.
This guy is a secretariat, which means I think he can run very fast. He's perhaps some sort of shapeshifter, and also he can do paperings. Plus, he's so pretty up there. In the door is going to be very good with Dunbar on the team.
Rosie, the sound is like that of a wasp's nest.
Yeah.
There's just there's like a low frequency hum that just fills this room. It's impossible to hear anything but this young man's voice.
Rosie, you must be so proud of your progeny that he would be summoned to the head office to assist with this task of establishing a franchise in an amazing place.
I don't know if proud is the word. I am confused, which is it shares some letters with proud, so it could be related in a manner of speaking.
Three of the letters.
Poe.
Oh no!
Three of the letters.
We can be in agreement. I think that would be good to have your documenter on here. Understands the rhythm of daily life, so we can have two drummers. I mean, it's always good to have a backup drummer because sometimes one of them has to pee. But also, when you have two drummers out there, you can put the two drummers in front.
Walnut, how long has he been talking to you about drummers?
This has been going on.
Yeah.
So, are we like condemning these people to hell?
No. Omen would never do
Dinar,
that.
you're offering them an incredible, potentially permanent opportunity.
It's a tour.
I was listening.
That
was in character.
I would like to
But
forward.
thanks.
I don't know how this one ended up in the file, but I would like to forward Cathris Drow myself to experience hell
No,
and possibly.
I also nominate Cathris.
I nominate Cathris.
No.
And decisionist, I put the decisionist coin up. Times 2.
Do you think of how much fun he'd have down there?
We have been promoted
What?
to middle management.
I'm middle management. I'm head of the D team.
That's up for debate.
We're all about the D,
Nice. You're a decisionist too.
right?
I
like
told
that.
We're
you
gonna do that on a T-shirt.
no
That's
more
great branding.
slogans. No more slogans. A. B. What's the D team? C. What does middle management mean?
It means we don't go to hell, we delegate. That's what we do. That starts with D too, so great.
Delegate.
Yeah.
Who else is on the D team?
What?
So we're
I
making.
mean, I'm head of D team,
Okay.
and then I've got my list of D-listers, who I will bring together to form an organization designed to further synergies.
Does the D stand for drummer? Drebus? Does it?
Somewhat, not all of them are drummers, Mom.
How many of them are going to be drummers?
More than half, which is less than all.
Technically true.
She doesn't like it.
The best kind of true.
Also, I'm on board with you going to hell. Also, I think I would like to come to hell too with these people.
Yes,
Because we're going to have an awesome tour bus,
Oh no.
probably some of the best down there.
I would imagine. And you don't have to paint the fire on the sides because it's already there.
It's burning.
Huge savings. I've
Imagine
been
the
getting a minor
brimstone.
in business management, Mom.
So, like, these are people we're condemning to torture.
No.
Any of them, like, are any of them murderers?
No, we're condemning him to adventure.
Yeah.
I don't think Omen would use the word condemn.
He used the
Assigned.
phrase unlimited profits. This can only turn out good for us.
May I make a
I was
suggestion?
assuming he meant all of these people are prophets, so they can tell the future and then stay ahead of the danger in hell.
And get the endless
Also that.
profits from hell.
Yeah.
Drebus
Save
has a
them.
lot of problems with homonyms.
That happened once, and I was drunk, Mom, and you promised not to tell anyone.
College is
'cause
where
I
you
was-
experience.
Hey, and I
new
was in
things.
college. I'm still in college, Mom. Okay, and it happens a lot, and I'm not embarrassed of it.
Walnut.
How many
It's like
colleges?
Asher Roth.
What?
If I may, I believe
How
that
could it get worse?
Talanta 3 coins. That
Yes.
if we're allowed to visit hell, I'll accept that. But she is an occultant,
Yes.
and she is a tiefling, so she'd blend in, be no issues there.
This is great.
Has an incredible awareness of demons and angels.
I'm shocked that Cthulhu is coming up with a good idea. I'm like, yes, tiefling, yes.
She looks evil.
She looks like she's a hell person.
She deserves everything that's going to happen to her in hell.
You know what? 112 of my kids are tieflings, so back off.
She's got great hair. She could be the frontman.
Drebus.
Is there anything in this file about like crimes she's committed?
Oh, she's a paladin also. I think you'd like that. You'd appreciate
We shouldn't send a paladin there.
I mean, technically, she's a paladin. That means she can't do crimes. If you're a paladin, you're like a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like a cop, except God also forgives you.
Now, Dinar.
It's been my
God's
experience.
cop.
Yeah.
Here we
God's
go.
cop.
Flume carries out mad schemes, so goes right in the hell pile.
That obviously means
Evil.
murder.
Here's one that you're going to like, Dinar.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is a morally bankrupt one. This is Pernach Grost. Now, he's a cartographer, but Grost is apparently hoping to be the first to practice a new form of cartography called bloodtography.
Oh yeah, that's evil.
And yes, that's exactly what it sounds like.
Baby blood.
He's found that making maps with the blood of his enemies inspires him to greater heights of creativity and accuracy. Straight to hell.
That's a sicko.
Straight to
That's
hell.
a sick freak.
How
And
many-
he deserves to die in hell. So there, we've condemned 2 souls.
That's
Okay.
just 2 so far.
Now,
Pernach.
it doesn't work good on a marquee. I'm just saying.
But grossed.
Maybe.
But he looks like someone who'll scream loud while tortured.
Should we come up with the name for the whole band and then make sure that everything is thematically appropriate?
He looks like a bass player to me, and now I don't know a lot about
That's a
it.
little racist. I used to
putting
play
us in
It's a
bass.
little
thing.
bassist.
No one
It's a
can
little
see
bass.
these. Hey,
That was in character.
We have 2 so far.
we have 2.
Yes.
The other edict that was handed down
Well,
is
Dunbar also. I mean, he's good on the axe.
He is good on the axe.
What has he done that
I'm
deserves eternal torture?
I mean, that furry vest.
That's right. That's true.
He loves his friends and hates his enemies.
So that's 3.
With a passion that borders on the sociopathic.
Hey, there you
He's a
go.
sociopath, yeah.
Oh, I
Send him
think
down.
Judas.
Yeah.
Like front man.
There you go.
Front man.
Can
Here's
we
our
have
3.
a band that's
Wait,
all
one more.
front people?
Oh, yeah.
Front persons.
May I
front
forward?
folk.
There were just 4 mics. I think that's a barbershop quartet.
Oh.
I think.
Dum dum
No,
dum
there's-
dum 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 dum.
There's already a bunch of barbershop quartets in hell. We can't compete in that market.
It's littered with them.
A hordes person.
It's saturated.
A hordes person is required
Why?
to retrieve the wealth, of course, and what's recommended here is 2 dry cloaks, a tabaxi robe.
Yes.
And as we all know, felines are soulless, so there's no danger of this being imperiled by their time in hell.
That's true. Cats are evil. As a druid,
Cats are.
I can tell you.
You ever seen Stephen King's Cat's Eye?
The D&D version?
The D&D
Yes,
version?
I have seen it.
Now, this one would make a good drummer.
We could have 3 drummers and a front man.
Here we
3
are.
front drummers and drum
And a drum man.
man.
It'd be like drumline.
He could just clap. It's kind of like being a drummer. It's starting drummer. That's like being in the mailroom.
Are you leading up this band?
I'm the tour manager, I'm assuming, but also I will occasionally help with drums, like for a brief solo halfway through the set.
How long's the solo?
It really depends on the room.
In
Drebus?
hell, infinite.
Drebus?
I would say eternity. How long's
Drebus?
eternity?
How long's the solo? How long is the drum solo? Drebus.
It's like Jazz Mom. Sometimes it's longer and sometimes it's shorter.
The studio version.
It's about the screams you don't scream.
But also, are we really, are you saying that we're not, just me and Chris are going, you guys are going to stay here?
His name's Cthulhu.
Who's Chris?
Drebus.
I will answer to both.
You know, I have a list from way back and I'm really sensitive about it.
All right.
But surely we'll go to hell to settle them and see them off.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
You
if
guys
some of
can
us
be
stay,
roadies. That's what middle management means.
I'm good up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good not in hell.
Yeah.
I'm
but
fine
Roadie,
condemning these.
groupie.
these 4
roadie.
criminals. Roadie. Well. All right.
Groupie?
So I walk over to where the big box had come out of.
Yeah.
And I just go, Omen? I finished.
Comes up, locks into place. The door opens.
We have selected our 4 individuals.
The instruments of our desire. That's the name of the band.
That is
Condemn
the
these
name of
4
the band.
souls
I like Hell's
to
Angles.
eternal
Exactly.
damnation.
He says, and the designation,
The designation.
the team designation.
The instruments of our desire.
We have to file all this. Team designations. I understand. It's a lot of new information for you. It's completely understand. Team designations, generally speaking, have a single letter.
Oh, I look at the group and say, Team H?
H?
Scream?
For hell.
Is there an H already?
No.
I for Inferno.
I for Inferno.
P
We'll let
for
us tickle
pain.
by this.
What?
P for pain. Or S for scream.
Is there Satan in this hell?
What about
ST?
E for just eternal damnation?
Yeah.
Which letter isn't taken?
We can handle that.
All right. Well, H then.
Let's do H.
H.
Absolutely. He looks over them, looks over the ones that weren't chosen, clucks his tongue a couple times, looks up to you with sort of a questioning glance,
Yes.
and then the door closes
Oh, bye.
and it descends.
Okay.
2 weeks later,
3 weeks later.
you are called back to the Acquisitions Incorporated headquarters.
Oh no.
This is really fast for them to get a demo tape together.
They want it.
And Omen,
A&Rs.
and this time, the big box rises before the 5 of you, and instead of being invited in, he steps out.
Okay.
The door closes, and then the big box slips back down into that dark space.
Sure.
And he says, I pride myself on eschewing lies. It's not
Bless you.
it's not my,
On his side.
yeah, it isn't my tool of choice. Generally speaking, I think it creates more problems than it solves. I pride myself on being Timora's sword of truth in the
course.
prime material.
Of course.
That's how I think of myself, and it's how others think of me as well.
Absolutely.
And he says, you will have to go to hell for a little while,
Oh.
just to check in on the new team. Team
Okay.
H, kind of just feel them out, make sure they're doing well. We have lost all communication with them, and they may be a liquid. I mean, there's hell. Who knows?
I don't want to be a liquid.
Well, I mean, I think that it would. I think that you could make it work,
Well, thank
Rosie.
you.
I think you have it in you.
I was a liquid briefly,
Really?
and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a choice. It's
I'm
how
on
I
board,
want
boss.
it to be.
I'm already hacked.
This is why I'm addressing them. I mean, I already know that Team D represents the highest caliber of dedication to the organization.
No, we're ready. We're ready
Oh.
to go. We're going to
Is that-
hell. We're
Go to
absolutely
hell?
going to hell.
Oh, well,
We're going to hell.
Not a hell.
yeah,
hell's person.
I don't know. I sense resistance. I don't know what your position is on that.
I mean, I would trust your gut on this.
Yeah, I felt waves of almost a petulance. I don't know.
Kind of
It's
a
like
negative energy.
yeah.
It was sort of
well,
childish.
no, and it's the sort of thing that'll affect. It's like obviously you and I are going to get into the studio later.
Right.
We've got a couple tracks that we're going to lay down.
Right.
I don't need that around here. And
Rosie's eyes are bugging out of her head.
That interferes with the beats.
It does. And the fact of the matter is, we're going to have to get an occult in here. We're going to have to burn sage.
Yeah.
I mean, we have things that we're doing. They're going to hell,
I mean-
but it's like we have things that we're doing as well.
You and I, we've been managing some really sick beats.
Yeah.
But I worry that with this energy, these beats are going to get sick.
Yeah. The more I think about it, I think that actually I will manage the sort of the spiritual environment up here.
Okay.
And I think that you will, in fact, go to hell with them. Just
Great.
That's the right call.
Do you
I
want me to
think.
manage the spiritual environment down there?
You know, make it ready for our arrival.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, let's get the D down there.
I don't know what you're planning, but I'm going to hell, and I want to take all of you with me.
I
Agreed.
touch the bottom of your cloak, and I say quietly, I'm probably asking the wrong person, but is this a nightmare?
Yeah.
Well, existence is, yes, definitely. But
I knew it.
if you're bored, you can go to a place like hell, just kick around, see what's
Well,
going on.
if it's a nightmare, then let's go.
I don't want to go to hell. I was on board with you.
You're incredibly safe, though. You're protected by a divine.
This is like the opposite of what Dinar ever wants.
No, Dinara, we need you. We need someone with your divine senses.
And that moral compass, we will so easily be led astray.
Absolutely. What
tell
will
you-
we do without him?
I'll tell you what.
Well, they're
If-
getting ready.
Yeah.
Can I requisition a few things to ensure the proper spiritual attitude down there, so that they're ready to really welcome you and sort of solidify our foundation down in the infinite?
Mr. Beestinger, cost is no object. I mean, it's vitally important. You're going to protect an investment right now, and they say that good money after bad.
Right. Well, and the bad money's in hell, so we need to spend some good money going to get it.
We need to pile good money on top, get
Yep.
things leveled off.
Okay,
Yeah.
agreed.
I'm sorry, Rosie, you were saying.
Who knows? Let's go to hell.
Agreed.
Okay.
What does the vault look like? Is it like the Matrix, where it's just like racks of things?
No, it
Is
is
it a shoebox with
No.
some gum in it?
the one that is exposed out here to you for these purposes is versions of the equipment from the player's handbook at a level quite possibly below the basic.
Fantastic.
Cracked, shafts, ungainly hammerheads.
I would argue that
But every aspect of it emblazoned and thoroughly branded.
thoroughly branded. I would argue that Drebus, having spent the majority of his life in college, knows how to work a thrift shop and find treasure there. So I would like to find some like shitty thing that somebody threw away or took to Goodwill, but it actually is like a ratty old, like 1/7 league boot, or like the cloak of half displacement or something like that. Can I make
Yeah.
a roll?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. What would you like for
Perception, please.
that? Perception. That's a 5.
5 flat?
That's a 5 plus 3. That's a 5 plus 3.
That's 8. I can handle that part.
That's 8. Yep.
You are able to secure something that is perhaps outside the norm in this context. As I've suggested, there's a lot of knockoff. I mean, obviously, the primary value being added to these objects is the addition of acquisitions.
It's the brand itself. Yep.
But you do find a bag of partial holding.
Partial holding. Okay. I will take a bag of partial holding.
This is it's a sack, a stitched sack that has almost like a black velour outer casing, and it will hold anything unless it doesn't.
Okay. Perfect. And it actually says bag of, and then there's some stuff scratched off.
Yeah,
Holding.
exactly.
Cool. I'll take that.
Absolutely. So you secure your bag of partial holding, and after you have requisitioned these objects, Omen says, you can, whenever you're ready, you can make your way to. I mean, obviously, hell, it's a big place.
There's not exactly a staircase, Omen.
Well, not exactly a staircase, but you're right to wonder about the means of conveyance. This is what makes the C team such a prized organization.
So
The
we have to
C
go.
stands for curiosity.
We have to go confront these poor souls we condemned. to-
Confront and condemned, also C words.
Yes.
So,
The only C word.
yeah, the only ones there are. Walnut. So, he says that whenever you're ready, you can just take the oven down.
The what?
I'm sorry, what?
Is that have you not seen it?
No.
Haven't you guys been to hell before?
No.
Yeah. He says, okay, so this is. I mean, I should have.
It's not their fault.
Yeah, it never is.
Stop
That's what I've
teasing us.
discovered. So
Where's this oven?
it's like this.
Put my head in it now.
Okay, so hell, right? Very large, as I've suggested. More or less a mint that we can convert into wealth. Think about this. Hell, 9 levels. Each individual level also infinite. We are talking about 9 infinities. Mr. Draub, I know I've got your curiosity. We are talking about 9 infinities worth of wealth flowing directly, and he pats his coin purse right in here.
Great. I'm happy to do it for you.
Not the greatest infinities.
I can have multiple infinities.
I don't even know if they deal in gold down there.
It's infinite.
Yeah.
There's everything,
There's
including
probably
gold, and then there's an infinite amount of gold.
Gold is just one of the things that's there.
I did real good in math,
Even if
Mom.
there is 1 gold coin per 100 perceivable square miles,
Still infinite.
still infinite.
Rosie just starts crying.
I am in the oven.
Yeah.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
go in
and,
there.
Wherever it
and
is.
it stands.
It's the wrong one.
I'm in the break room's
I'm in
oven.
an oven.
Yes.
he snaps a couple times. So over in Cafe Inc, they have an oven and a panini press. You know,
Just put your head in.
and then it's accompanied by just a rush of sulfur, and the air becomes slightly opaque with the ash that is belching out of the sides of this new module inside the headquarters mesh that you have not seen yet. The base of it, red hot. The rest of it, seemingly some kind of obsidian hell cube. There are strange markings, detailed inlays on every side, knobs, cranks. It is profoundly novel and extremely hot.
Great. So we're supposed to get in this?
Definitely,
How
yes.
long have you had this? This is just in HQ?
Yeah.
A portal to Avernus?
Well, is that a problem? I mean, the only problem that I can see is too much money is going to come out of this box, and we're going to be up to our asses in it. That's the big problem.
It certainly seems like things other than money could come out of this box, Niffy.
Glub glub. You know what I mean?
Like Carl barks through it.
No, he
So
never tried.
he's like, and look, you see this crank? He goes over and reaches the crank and then tugs on it, and then it doesn't move.
Yeah.
And then he tugs on it for the moment, let's say 18 full seconds.
Does
Eventually
he keep looking back at us?
Yes,
like,
exactly. Eventually his male boot is placed on the side, and he is now using both hands. He's like, it doesn't just go to Avernus, it goes to any of the hells. So there.
Oh.
I have not stopped watching him for this full 18
Yeah.
seconds, like waiting for
He's like,
anything.
well, I mean, it's set to go to the right place now. When you come back, I'll move this. I'll get it down.
and then,
I think it's just hot.
just so we're clear, when it's time for us to come back from Avernus, is there an oven down there we crawl into?
Probably.
What do you mean, probably?
I think that if you can get there, you can get back, and that's the trust I extend. Vital organizations like yours.
Vital.
You know what?
Walnut?
None of this sounds good.
It makes sense though that if there's infinite coins, there's probably infinite ovens. We just have to find one of them.
Listen to
And
this, man.
All right, you know what? Hell is better than this, and I get the oven.
I'm in with you.
All right.
I'll just float
Yeah,
in.
I
Oh,
guess.
what about the floor though? Is it actually
Oh,
scalding?
no. Your shoes will be fine, I'm sure.
Okay.
I pulled Drebus in. I go, you got us into this mess. Get in here.
What? Don't you guys do this all the time?
No.
No. Omen says,
Maybe they're not very well traveled. I will take care of them for you.
they're gonna need guidance. I mean, the whole reason you were selected to operate Team Geek is because you have an unparalleled knowledge, not just of Avernus, but of some of the other hells as well. You told me that you had suffered immensely.
Oh yeah.
I grab the door and slam it in the middle of this conversation, and I say,
Because Riss and Rosie are just pressing buttons.
"No,
Get us out.
God!" I'm like, "I'm in
Bring them back to you.
hell. Let's go."
We go straight to hell.
So it essentially goes into a kind of free fall. So inside this dark cube, everything looks like it would look. Imagine in the cart for the C team. Inside the cart, lovely velvet, right? Glass windows.
Well appointed.
Yeah, well appointed. Mini bar,
Bit much.
right?
Yeah.
Here, if I'm honest, what you see here is that everything is made to look like it is nice, but it is all carved from obsidian.
Oh.
So it looks pillowed and quilted, but it is literally made from black glass.
Nice.
So it has the appearance of something that you would want to sit on. But if you do sit on it, it's warm black glass.
I do sit on it though, and I don't mention that. Somebody else has to discover it. I say, nice seats.
Yeah, even down to the small cupboard, but it's just two knobs cut into the glass.
Ow.
It doesn't go in. It's like trying to open like the locked mini bar like at a hotel.
Yeah.
Like except there's not actually any mini bar inside it. It just has the appearance of it. And you think that on some level, metaphysically, it's a metaphor, right?
Yeah.
Metaphysical.
A metaphor for what?
Hell. And it drops
Powerful.
down. There is no. At first, there's a few errant clanks that appear to just come from regions outside the box. And ultimately, there's no sound, not even a vibration. And it is after perhaps a half a minute of this that the floor of this and the couches dematerialize.
Okay.
And you are deposited into what appears to be Burning Man.
Cool.
Before they have set it up or just after.
Oh.
Except everything is shot through with a gray, choking, almost glass dust. And the primary challenge that you have initially is that the device appears to have deposited you 200 feet in the air.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is about right.
Still
Oh, no.
love Omen so much? None of this is ringing any
This is
warning bells?
great.
So I'm very, very curious about what happens next, as I suspect the stream may be as well.
I have slow fall.
Perfect.
I have levitate.
I have nothing. You'll have to levitate me.
I can't levitate you, but I can
Fly me?
I can give you fly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can give you two fly.
All right.
Oh no, I can turn into a bird.
Yeah, so fuck
It's
you.
Drebus.
I fall like a stone.
Drebus, what do you do in this
So
situation?
I'm standing right on the edge, and you say Drebus, and I turn around real fast to look at you, and I put my heel down over the lip, and I just fall backwards out of it, and fall out of sight.
Okay. This is going to require thick thinking, which is what I have.
I turn into a bird and just anxiously circle everybody falling.
I can't. Yeah, I mean, I can't. If I levitate, I'm just hang out, and all the people who cannot do this are just going to plummet. So I do not levitate yet. So everybody knows if you jump out of the oven at the last second, you're fine. So I'm counting on that. Yeah. Are we in space such that I can grab on and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
fly these boys?
But just cast it, just like, if you're levitating, you've got some control over your movement.
I have some movement, but it's not fast. So I have to plummet to catch up to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the proper right look. So
Yeah.
against this infinite gray purple waste, the cloak of stars is just trailing behind you, face placid.
With the goggles, I don't have them. But
Exactly.
I find them.
So you're communicating the fly spell to two of your allies, and this soporific, weirdly sticky tongue of amethyst just licks down from these infinite skies and seizes your allies and begins to swing them.
Not a. Oh,
I'm touching both of you, and I say, "Fear not, friends. Be as bats."
to be fair, as soon as you looked out, I was just floating down on my back, like waiting to do finger guns at whoever looked out at me.
I know.
So when you look at, it, I'm like,
But just really slowly.
Which of your myriad spells are you using for this effect?
Mom. I was like, who?
I cast the one that does that.
You can do this too, can't you, Mom? Or jump it, I'll catch you.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh boy, here we go.
He can fly too, though. I don't know
Little
what that
Rosie
is.
just like, she's like, I've had a long life, and she jumps into Drevis's arms.
Catches her. I'm like, I'm good at this stuff, Mom. Like you sent me to
nice.
college and I learned things.
This is nice. You have something in your beard, though.
Oh,
He really is
What
like
is it?
Asher Roth.
Got it.
I was sorry. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, and then so you're a bird,
Yeah.
and 20 feet before I land, levitate, and that hurts a lot. So it stopped 20 feet in the air.
Yeah. Your shins break.
Yeah. I take fall damage, I think.
You take 10 points.
Okay, I do take 10 points of damage. Just across my entire body.
Nice.
And then I kind of go, and the other 20 feet is a gentle descent.
So up high, catching these ragged thermals,
Oh yeah.
jumping
Nice.
up from this baked, endless nightmare plane.
Sure.
It takes a few moments to get your bearing. There is precisely nothing natural about this wind.
Oh no.
It has to be constantly navigated. You have to find trails and paths through these grasping zephyrs.
Okay.
But from up here, it's easy for you to see a potential place to go.
Okay.
It's possible. I mean, having been deposited here, not far from here, you think you might be able to get there. Hawkeye from here, maybe an hour or so
Okay.
travel. There's some. It looks like from up here, it looks as though it's a chunk. Have you ever seen like Dwarven Forge stuff?
Sure. Yeah.
It looks like someone has just set up a little. It's like a chunk of another place. So from up here, you're looking down. You feel like you're cheating almost because you're looking at something like a Minotaur's maze.
Yeah.
It sort of reaches out. Like these materials don't seem native to this place at all.
Okay.
And then sort of going up toward the top, it looks like, have you ever seen like if wasps make a hive like where they shouldn't?
Yes.
Like in a weird place, like it kind of sticks out,
Yeah.
like on a street sign or something. It looks like that. It's almost like sticks and dry gray mud, something like a nest, like a swallow's nest or something that is enclosed. And then throughout it, glinting to your avian eye are a variety of sparklies.
Oh, all right.
So you're thinking nest material.
Great. All right, so I go down to where they are and I circle them a few times and then I cry out and I start heading in the direction of this
sound like?
structure. Like, I don't know.
Nice. Take me there.
Oh yeah, I'm taking you there.
All right.
Well, before we go, I do want to heal your 10 points because
Oh.
I say, hey, thanks for saving my life.
You just lay that hand on
And
there.
I go, boop. Give you them 10 points back.
Hey.
Boop on hands.
How
When in hell.
how bad is this? Like the sandstorm-esque thing.
It's like
It's
it's like a diatomaceous earth.
Oof. Okay.
Like so, it's almost like a glass dust, and even breathing it is
Yeah.
unpleasant. Like
And so
this is
as
you're-
soon as like I pull out of, because I stuffed the bag of partial holding full of like every just crap,
yeah.
you know, and I'm like, it's an old band T-shirt, and so I like get it over my face and I get it wet and I'm like you guys shouldn't breathe this.
Thank you.
It's like, have you ever gone to like an opium bar?
What?
It's like that.
Back up.
No, we should follow her, but we got another one. This is Guar. These are my friends. I don't know how we got their T-shirt, but really, you guys should put something over your mouths. You don't want to breathe this.
I have my grandma shawl.
Your sash.
And that comes up over my face.
Oh, I find a scrap of velvet for my unseen servant. I just apply.
Yeah, I guess I still have my cloak that I don't use very often, but I can.
Yeah. Bring it up. What's your breathing scenario? Your breathing solution?
Cloak.
Just soaking it up.
Just let it happen.
Sucking up that air.
And your
Yeah.
little bird lungs.
It's got the beak filter.
Yeah, guess how many hit points this bird has?
20.
1.
21?
No.
Yeah, if you take the bird takes the damage, and then you're just fine
And
again.
then I just
If anything happens at all, you're walnut again.
yes.
Falling.
Yeah, exactly. So, the closer you get to it, the reality of the scale of this maze becomes apparent. After an hour or so of being abraded by these shredding winds, it becomes that this nest, this can't possibly be for a single bird.
Oh.
And
Any
you
bird.
No, you think that it is like an apartment complex for birds or something.
Okay,
You
great.
can see the gray mud is packed around just ravaged plant material.
Okay.
You're trying to imagine what sort of life finds this appealing, and you're also wondering exactly who would purchase the services of an adventuring company on this, the first layer of hell.
Great.
That's just now occurring to Walnut.
So, but as I suggested before, and I will make good on it, there are shinies galore.
Oh,
What do you want? We've got broken glass.
Oh.
What do you want? We've got some dirty, blood-caked knives.
Oh.
And in addition to this, hanging from this, you can see a document or a horde's bag,
oh,
sort of packed in and caked into the mud. And from this bag, occasionally individual coins and rings
oh.
are descending more or less at random.
Yeah, open up our horde's person bag and just
Just
wait.
infinite wealth. This plane is already beginning to pay.
But
Yeah.
if it's a horde's person's bag, then it's AI money that we're
just
just taking
robbing
from
another
one
team.
branch to the other. It's a net zero to the home office.
It's not great.
Yeah.
You think there's some real challenges here?
It's recovered losses.
Okay.
That's true.
Aren't we here just to kill these poor souls we condemn to hell
No,
or
we are
something?
not killing it. Oh, I can't say it. Caw-caw.
So you can sort of see that, I mean, around this, they've crafted little ramps and handholds have been like dug and scraped out of the mazing that was already here. And you can see other twinklies inside, and dangling sort of in the hole of the window, maybe even an entrance of some kind. You can see a secretarian's clasp,
Yeah.
Ah,
sort of like lazily, sort of like spinning one way, and then spinning another, catching a sun or a light that whose source is impossible to discern.
Can I,
This is time to flex your hell knowledge.
well, there's all sorts of scattered accoutrement in this weird place.
Yes.
I'm gonna sort of use some of my rogue knowledge. So I'm gonna case this joint.
I love it.
I gotta toss it, bring back goods for the boss.
Right.
But also, I've got a lot of arcane knowledge and some stuff that might not be actually money worth something, might be mystical worth something.
Yeah.
And so I just
You're seeking value.
value. I want a value add.
Absolutely. I would love it if you would give me a perception roll.
Okay, you know what?
He rolled a 4, and I can't wait to see what's next.
No, here's what I got. I've got a card from Magnus Burnsides for the charity cards.
All right. What'd it do?
Change your roll to an 18 because that's what he does when he cheats at the table. This is a one-off use charity item, 1 through World Builders.
Okay.
You can take it, use it yourself, or tear it up because it's good for 1.
Now, what is? Give me the pluses for the rest of the skill, because unbeknownst to the overachievers, this is a contested roll.
Okay, then it is plus 3 for perception.
Okay. So you descend into this place bolstered by having crossed paths with Magnus in the past, and his endless, boundless positive energy.
He's charging right in.
Even in this place, drives you toward heroic act. And it doesn't actually help too much, because as you come in, you can see almost something like a breadcrumb trail, and it becomes quite clear that this is more on the lure side. And in the moment it occurs to you that you would make a trail like this to draw someone into it, you feel hot steel right on your back.
Perfect. This is everything I've ever wanted.
Exactly. Now, if you'd be so kind, I would love to receive initiative rolls.
Oh.
Boo.
So
Hot
are
Steel
we?
was the name of my second
Wow.
college band.
That's not on brand for me. I have an 18.
Me too.
Wow.
Mine is a 19 minus 1, so
Okay.
I guess that
I'm
means
a-
you go ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm a +2. All right.
Okay.
11.
11.
19.
Yeah,
Wow, all these
get
high
it.
rolls. Geez, even with an 18, I go third.
So
Absolutely.
where are we relative to this hot steel that was?
Yeah, Ken, I love it.
Fly.
Hot ass steel.
You will be Lagoti for the time being.
Okay.
So what happens is he has suggested that he is moving into the realm, into what has been revealed to be a kind of kill box in hell, which is worse than a regular kill box. I want to make sure that everybody understands that. So I didn't hear anything about anybody else following this intrepid gentleman into this. So you are just outside the fold, perhaps 20 feet from him outside.
What do we see approaching him?
What you see is brown, weathered leather cloaks, like a flock of beings, and then projecting out from the leather cloak as it hangs down are sharp, jagged black beaks.
Okay. How many?
I did it for you.
Thank you.
How many? Here in the Valley of Death that your son has discovered,
Yeah.
there are 5.
Okay.
But this is apparently a housing complex.
I
So
see.
it's possible there may be more guests soon.
And how many are threatening him directly?
Right now, they have boiled out around him.
Okay.
So these 5 are ready to kill this person.
Okay.
And it's a surprise round, so let's see how it goes.
Okay.
What's your AC? What's your AC, young
Mine
Davis?
is.
I'm excited to learn.
14?
So am I. Thank you. 14.
Perfect. Okay. 1 hit, Ugh. 2 hits. 3 hits. 3 hits. So they descend and it's just this guttural, cause end to end, cause commingled with shrieks.
Since I am surprised, would it be possible for me to rage after I first get attacked?
Yes. 27. So it's a Caesar type
27
scenario.
points of damage?
Yeah.
Gosh.
It's a Caesar type scenario. They just descend, and every strike enables another strike from a different direction. So just so that it's perfectly clear, Drebus is not visible.
I dig that. I dig that the most.
Yeah. He is
Drebus
essentially
is big too.
he has been descended on. Like there is one up on his back, shrieking with delight. Next up, Ms. Beestinger.
I'm not a barbarian, but I fly into a sort of a non-mechanical rage.
Mother's rage.
Yeah, when I see this, even though like 2 seconds before I was like, where is he? And then the moment this all happens, she's like, oh, no. And she goes ape. And so I'm going to try to spread out the blows against the ones who have successfully attacked Drebus.
So, of which there are 3.
Okay.
1 on his back and 2 in front of him.
Okay.
Just trying to find the place in his ribs these daggers will find the most purchase.
Okay.
Baby back.
18, 20, 15, and 23.
Perfect.
Okay.
These are all hits.
All hits? Okay. And I will attempt to stun 3 of the targets. So they got to do a DC, I think it's 14 con save.
Okay.
And I'll roll damage while you do that.
This is con.
Yeah, con save.
The one on the back, shrieking, like his beak, just like resting over your shoulder, muttering infernal prayers. That's the only one that is not stunned. The other 2 are just flat out, and their fellows are just stepping over them.
Okay, cool. So it's going to be 5 plus 4, 9. 9 points of damage. Wait, no, sorry. 6 points of damage. And then the unarmed strike from that is 8 points of damage. And then third attack is 8 points of damage. Fourth attack is 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Spread those out as you see fit. And then the one on top is still gnawing, but then these 2 boys have just like fallen to the side.
They have basically like in their stunned, dazed state.
Okay.
They have simply, by their fellows, been hurled to the ground. Like they are now obstacles, and they have no investment in them at all. They are just a problem now to be stepped over.
I want to flavor too that Rosie's so angry that like her usual Zen-like combat is not what she does with those unarmed strikes. It's like teeth.
Yeah.
Like she's getting in there, she's like biting through the cloaks. Like, get off my boy!
Yeah, exactly. And these bites and the steps, it's like the rest of these booted feet in this lethal dance are generating these little tufts and puffs like this.
It's like
abrasive dust has begun to rise.
It's like a pillow fight.
Exactly. But like Rosie's feet are almost like a centimeter above the sand.
Right.
Like the sand is not disturbed beneath her feet at all. Cthulhu.
I draw myself up to my full height, which is what, like 5'7", something like that. And I shout at these assailants. It's our first time in hell. We didn't know this was your place. And I cast fairy fire on what I can grab. It's a 20-foot cube.
Oh no! So basically, what we're talking about here is these are ghostly lights that cling to opponents and offer your friends advantage.
Give everybody a HUD.
Does it have a save? Can they do a
Oh,
save?
it's let's see, what is the save? I think it's Dex. You gotta beat a Dex 16.
16?
Yeah.
No. No. No.
Oh. Slow birds.
No.
It's a bad
No.
bird.
They are. It's Beak
Bird is a
City
word.
in here.
So that means all of you have advantage against everybody now.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Prince Blitzen.
Okay. I see all this happening. I see Rosie run in. Dinar would not like hell being a paladin. He's not a great paladin, but this is just not his sort of place, and his, especially with his celestial connections. So I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians, and then run in. So I make sure my
What level?
sphere level 3.
Okay.
So they would all have to make a Wisdom saving throw.
And that's on their turn, right?
No, I think it's on mine.
Okay.
I think
Well, I'm
it's
gonna
whenever
cast
they
it-
come into the
Yeah, but I'm
area.
going to
Yeah.
cast it and move into, so they
Yeah.
are forced to be in the area.
And what,
Exactly.
What
'Cause I'm-
form do your spirit guardians
They
take?
are a bunch of glittering, celestial, bouncing, happy little baby reindeer.
But they look like nice reindeer collectibles.
They're like baby goat kind of
Yeah.
bumping heads.
They're prancing, and
ramming into each other.
The Christmas.
and it's good times.
figurine.
But it's like it is completely alien.
Yeah.
Like against this light, these cavorting creatures are entirely out of place.
Right.
This is like a Hummel figure at a
Yeah.
War concert.
I'll roll. Well, that was not good. So we take that first one. 13. So they take 13.
Do I have to roll?
On a failed wit? No, because I designate the party as being
Oh, okay,
safe. And then half if they pass.
Okay, they
15.
they are passing 3 of these creatures, these joyous, delightful reindeer collectibles, jump directly through 3 of them. And they look like they came through a car wash. Like they
Yeah.
come through fine. Like
Well, and they're passing through Rosie like unharmed. They just whoop, flip right through her.
no.
Drevis
It's like
just
around,
whoop.
around your feet. They're bounding joyously, tiny, appropriate
And is
calls.
that ash falling outside or snow?
Yeah, yeah. No, essentially, it's you've created a kind of snow globe in hell, and it's pushing them right off. Like the one that was on his back is continuing to sort of caw and shriek, and it is just decapitated by one of these things. It just leaps joyously over the top, and then the top of it just comes off like a juice box.
And I make sure that I'm close enough to Drevis and Rosie that if they try to come back in,
yeah,
they're gonna get hit by this. buzzsaw.
One just jumps directly through another's chest. One leaps clean through its right arm. So there is an increasing pile of crow men heaping
Nice.
up. Ms. Doggrass.
Yeah, so seeing everybody engage, I swoop in as a bird and then turn into Walnut as I'm descending.
Nice.
And I use primal savagery, so my fingernails get long, my teeth get long, my hair gets more wild, my eyes go wild.
The natural world like clings to you, even in your
Yes.
transformation.
Yes. I'm gonna go for. There's not one still on him, is there?
No, that one has no head.
That one has no head.
He
All
leak.
So whichever one I can grab.
Absolutely. There are 2 more.
Perfect.
There are 2 more ready to go.
Yeah, just give me one of those. And I get a a 28 to hit.
You get advantage.
Okay,
if
well,
it
that's-
matters.
Enjoy another one.
And I rolled a 1, so
Yeah, so-
I'm gonna take the 28.
Good call.
Do it that way.
That's
That's good strategy.
It's 2d10, so 8, 10.
Absolutely. And so
Perfect average.
tell me what polarity. So are these 2 separate attacks?
No, it's just one attack.
Okay. Tell me what polarity of your bestial form. Give it to me because you get it.
So she pounces
Just right out of the air.
on this bird, right out of the air. I would imagine like knocking it to the ground, and then she just like goes in on the throat and just gnashes away.
Right. You bite straight through, and even now, so you're like you have it pinned, and this beak is just like snapping
Sure.
at your face, You can see like all the way down the edge. It's just like a pair of scissors.
Oh.
It's just ragged, and there's matter clinging and hanging out. You find the neck bite right through the pin feathers, just clean through, and then come up with the part of a kenku that should be inside.
Fantastic.
It shrieks, and the tenor of the shriek is altered horrifically. Next up, we have our good boy Drevis.
And so there's just the
There is
one.
one in front of you now.
Okay. And everyone is around, so I have an ally within 5 feet.
Yeah.
Did these things count as infernal?
No,
Okay.
that is not the information I have.
Okay. Then I just hammer one real good. I get up, and there's no flourish or anything. Or actually, no. Since it is going to be, I'm going to use the sneak attack too. I'm going to come up, and I'm going to go. And then when it looks, and then I just crush it to the ground.
All right, let's see it.
Uh, 12, and it is a plus.
Attack?
Where am I? Thank you. Plus 5.
17.
That's
So
quite good.
16?
17.
Yep.
Okay. So then I get this and this and this, and then plus 2 because of rage. Sorry, there's a kind of a lot.
Yeah,
do
this
all
You
whole
at
made
set,
this.
Drevis.
You made this evil beast.
I know. I know. So there's 4, 11, 12, 13, 18.
That's quite good.
Yeah.
It is pounded directly into the ground. Like the follow through just bring like an anvil, just reshapes this thing directly into the soil. There's a burst of glassy dust, and there's a moment to preen. I mean, what's the Drevis situation? Like, what does a Drevis do when it succeeds?
He's at a different point in his life now. Like, he's not gonna, normally he'd be like, he's like, Ma, look what I did, look what I did. He's not like that anymore. He comes down with it. And of course, I have left a glass crater where my anger has landed. And I get up and I shake the dust off. And I just go back to where I was to go to work.
Right.
Because I have a job here. I have a job now.
Exactly. So you stand up, begin to move deeper into this valley, and a host of them descend from the top of their nest.
No.
They leap down directly on you from the top, and they're speaking. They're speaking in like a sing-song, mocking voice. It's it's the corvid thing, like the bird mimicry, and they're saying, "No, don't kill us." Ugh.
Now,
Come on.
Are they saying that as they get shredded by the celestial reindeer?
Yeah, but it's a host of voices in different timbres. You don't know if it's something they've heard before.
I see.
Now,
I don't think
as-
it went well for the last team.
Well, knowing that this is obviously the home and that there's more than 3 of them there, I'm fine being like point person. I can take the hits.
Yeah.
But also, I'm hoping, I'd like to pull off an area attack. Like if these are descending on me.
And certainly at your point in initiative, that will be available to you.
Okay.
Here we go. 14, you said?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. All right, I have 2 hits, one of which is a natural 20.
Okay.
So they are descending around you, just falling off of this thing, leaping bodily down. Oh no!
Point of order: if they are getting into Drebus's space, then they're getting hit for 13.
No, it's going to happen. Don't worry. But they as they leap down, you take another 17 points.
Okay, and I am raged, so I have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing. So that means...
Yeah, these are piercing.
So I take 5 off the top of each of those? Is that how resistance works?
We do have a wizard here.
Sure.
How does resistance work?
Oh no, resistance is half damage.
Yeah.
Half damage? Okay, so instead of 17,
Yeah, exactly.
I'll round up, I
It's like
take...
you've been playing forever. It's like there's so many different versions of the rules.
So new,
Yeah.
Okay.
Say 9.
Exactly. So they come down and they are stabbing, and then even as they're stabbing, whirling tiny friends. You say 13?
Yeah.
That's how many hit points they have. So they
Like,
descend.
as they stab me, they just evaporate.
They get blended.
No, they descend. And it's like rah, and it's like it comes down, and as soon as the dagger finds its target, they're like snapped and like whipped off somewhere else. Like it just happens like with each stab. Prince Blitzen, there is behind the party. It's spatially, I mean, there's no compass that could explain it. But behind the party, there is something very large moving through the desert. Strange clouds burning and leaping up from both sides of it. It looks like the EMP is driving toward the party through the wastes of Avernus.
I hate this place. Okay, what the hell is that? What the heck?
What the heck is that door over
So
there?
there's additional Kakras, erupting and emerging from the nest above, and there's like chunks of old mud and shinies falling off and descending. It's just like shaking itself with the enthusiasm of bird individuals, if you will. Rosa Beasting.
Yes. How many more bad boys are there?
They're sort of boiling out of the top, and you can see maybe 4 or 5 of them additionally upstairs.
Do I see a quick escape route? Because who knows how many waves of these? Is there a way we can get out of here?
Through deeper into this strange maze, or perhaps out toward this modern sculpture.
Does this strange maze look like something that, I don't know, an Acq Inc. team might have set up for some inexplicable reason?
No. As I was suggesting, it appears as though someone like cut and pasted a part of another place into this place, and now it's begun to adopt its characteristics.
Okay. I don't want anything to do with this. We have one job, and this ain't it. So Rosie grabs Drebus by his trench coat.
Yeah.
The back of my bottom of my
trench coat, and she's like, "We're leaving," and she pieces out back the way we came.
Perfect.
But Drebus are very big.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying you're coming with me. I'm just saying she grabs.
She grabs, turns around,
this is what
and
Mama
her
is
feet
doing.
do this in the same.
Totally, yeah.
So you're out. You're out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm attempting to pull Drebus behind me. Obviously, like mechanically, physically speaking, on the material plane, this would not be a success.
Yeah, but a mother's strength is augmented.
Yes, and I'm very intimidating. So
I look down and I'm like, Mom, our team might be in there. We have to get our people back.
Sweetie, there ain't anybody in there.
Then it's time for vengeance.
Oh God.
If the team is in there, we just have to sift through the pellets that these creatures leave.
We've confirmed that these killers and psychos that we condemn to death are dead. Time to go.
Mission
We
accomplished.
judge them as wanting, as evil monsters. We sent them to hell. They received their due punishment. Omen will be happy.
Let's go get in this car.
And I say, I look at you all like with just with an astounded expression, and I'm like, I'm here as a representative of Omen Dran to acquire wealth and to avenge my compatriots as a man of honor and as someone who is pure in his heart.
Now listen, Drebus, that first part might have been true. You are here to acquire wealth. I can't imagine Omen Dran gives much of a S word about avenging any compatriots.
He didn't
I'm pretty
mention
sure he didn't
vengeance.
say that.
Yeah.
In fact, that would be sunk costs.
Yeah.
And Omen
That's
would
a-
not approve of that.
Do you,
Yes.
do you know how
Sunk cost
expensive
fallacy.
vengeance is?
In this market, with the strength of the yen,
In
oh
this
my
economy?
god!
Exactly. So you are
Do
dragging.
you know the
yeah.
long-term cost of the tarnish on a heart? I'm going to go see if these people are alive.
And so ends the journey of Drebus.
Yeah, he just walks in. "Arr."
It's just the sound of a buzzsaw.
Just shreds of clothes fly out of the back.
So they have the Kenku atop their ramshackle, bulbous here, pressed in strangely here, atop their nest, have begun to sling bullets and wind hand crossbows while the conversation has moved on to other topics.
Let's move.
And this
Rough, are
so-
we talking 12? Are we talking 80?
Right. It was 4 or 5, and now it's perhaps 12. So at this point, it may be some trick of this place. This massive structure has burned its way.
You have it too.
It's burned its way through the desert,
Okay.
and it is now much closer than it appeared.
Rosie looks directly up at Drebus with this very cross expression that Drebus is probably extremely used to seeing. And because it's hell,
Yes.
despite how incredibly immoral this is, she's like, no. And she uses command
Okay.
on Drebus. So I speak a one-word command to a creature. You have to succeed on a Wisdom 14 saving throw.
Okay.
The word, I look up at you and my eyes kind of like burn with this holy cleric light, this magic initiate I took 18 million years ago. And I say, follow.
Okay.
I say
I
die.
have Tides of Chaos, which every teenager needs. Once per long rest, I can gain advantage on an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. So
Okay.
I'm taking advantage
Okay.
on this one.
Okay.
Beat a 14. Dirty Drebe.
Should I do it over
Filthy
here?
dweeb.
Sure.
11. Motherfucker.
4.
Sorry.
Right here. Tell me what you say.
Muffin fluffer.
Yeah. Tell me how you respond in this moment, and I'll take it.
Okay, so what do you say?
Follow.
I lose 8 inches and 5 years, and in my black, it looked like armor before, but now it's obviously a trench coat, and I'm like, fine. And I like just push at you a little bit. I'm like, fine, go, I'm coming.
Fine, I'm going.
Fine.
Fine. Still got the trench coat.
The birds are just waiting to see.
Yeah, exactly. So, which one am I going to get? You can now this contraption,
Yes.
perhaps 100 feet in height, something like it looks like the front of a cow catcher. It's just this middle blade that sweeps out on both sides. Atop it, there's something like an arquebus attached to a heavy link, like a heavy chain box that you can see like grafted or welded onto the front, and then it directs this spike down toward the party, and when it fires, it goes directly through the entire hive, stops, and then winds itself back. And the entirety of the hive and the structure is pulled completely apart.
Great.
Just chunks, shinies going everywhere. Birds are scattering, running off back into the maze, some running out into the infinite plain of the deserts of Avernus.
So they had built the nest out of the accoutrement of the previous group. Is that portion bag and everything now free?
Absolutely.
Want to scoop
exactly.
evidence up of this
exactly.
last-
So you're reaching back, grabbing these things up, and out front you can see sort of two almost like brass. They don't seem like they quite belong here. Two sort of brass orbs on each side, and rolled up and furled two banners descend and fall along the two blades, and you see the symbol of Acquisitions Incorporated. Thanks so much, precious chat.
It's the tour bus.
It's been a great pleasure to hang out with you. Interesting previews there, both from the Descent and from our June 18th launch of the Acquisitions Incorporated official expansion. All the characters that they chose are all characters that you can use in your home campaigns as cool NPCs, quest givers. Just a lot of guidance there for how to incorporate this stuff in your home campaigns. I want to thank my players so much. Thank you so much for coming out and seeing us. We'll see you next time.